Warning. The following episode of Animerica contains strong explicit language and several scenes that many viewers may find offensive or disturbing. Don't blame us, blame the anime.
Look, buddy, whatever you're selling, we ain't buying it, so why don't you go take a hike?
Look, there's something I need to tell you about those things you found.
Alright, Lewis, say what you gotta say.
I have leverage over them, okay? You guys don't. You don't. You have their property and they want it back. Please do the right thing.
So, where were we?
Alucard's awesome. Integra sucks. Everybody hates Police Girl.
Sounds comprehensive to me. Let's get right back into it. Because of all that death and whatnot in the last episode, this one begins with a somber, serious funeral. I'm sorry, but when your villain is spouting things like,
I am so fucking hard right now!
It's impossible to take this situation seriously.
Villains like the Joker always towed the line very carefully between being hilarious yet being intimidating and genuinely scary. These dorks were neither. Also, how can we really feel anything for a platoon of nameless, faceless soldiers that became a horde of nameless, faceless ghouls?
You know what's even less believable? The idea that Integra feels anything whatsoever for these people after comments like,
I'm surrounded by idiots.
Oh yeah. And there's the fact that Integra was the one to execute all the ghouls. I still don't buy it.
As the repairs to the Hellsing compound begin, we see that the damage has also broken the world's physics as we get numerous shots in this episode of Integra as well as others with glasses reflecting glowing light when the light source is behind them.
Hey, I got these new headlight goggles. I got them so I could see in poorly lit rooms.
Well, do they work?
Oh, jeez, Fox, warn me next time.
I can't see through them, but they're bright as hell.
We cut to Police Girl, defender of the homeless, as she kills a random vampire and... Who is this woman here? She's just in the window behind Police Girl staring for an uncomfortably long period of time, and then she just slowly closes the blinds. Who was that? Why was she there? Why was she animated?
No, Hellsing, we really want to know. Why did you spend money on drawing this background nonsense when you could have been showing us the fight between Alucard and Alexander Anderson? Why?
Next, we return to Integra, who is instructing Walter on their next steps.
This is vengeance.
Vengeance on who exactly? In case you forgot, this is how the Valentine brothers died. I think you pretty much killed them as hard as you could. Who is there to wreak vengeance on? For all intents and purposes, these guys acted alone aside from their
demonic vampire bitches.
Who is left to kill?
Anyway, Integra receives an interesting letter from the Escariot organization that does not make her happy. Why would you ever have to label something not bomb? Does that stamp even exist? That would make it more suspicious.
Hey, this came for you.
I wonder what it could be. Maybe if I pull this pin, it'll play a tune or something.
Go ahead.
Maybe it's...
You know, I'd love to see that. I dare someone to try and send a package through any kind of postal service in any country with the stamp "not bomb" on it. See what happens.
Two men from the Escariot organization arrive, both wearing headlights on their faces. Apparently, the Escariots have decided that Integra is really dumb for not combating the chipped vampires.
Bug infestation.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway.
Bug infestation.
No, it's not a bug infestation. They're not bugs.
Well, from what I can gather, they blame the Hellsing organization for the continuing spread because they've been just blindly killing vampires and not trying to specifically combat the chip.
Bug infestation.
Shut up!
They rightfully blame Integra for not trying to combat the chips, but instead just blindly killing all vampires and ignoring the problem, therefore allowing the problem to become much, much worse. However, since Integra is supposed to be the good guy, there's just no way that that's true.
Is it possible that this recent increase in vampire activity is part of some larger unseen plan?
It still doesn't change the Hellsing organization's mission. Search and destroy.
Oh wait, I forgot! You're a complete moron!
Of course, Integra handles the encounter with all the diplomacy and poise of a charging rhino injected with mescaline, and the two are ready to fight her when Alucard arrives.
And now we should say goodbye. What nerve. You dare call my master a sow? Really? I don't see how I can let you leave here alive.
While this is going on and soldiers are killing ghouls somewhere, we see a vampire just minding his own business on the subway when...
Oh yeah! Anderson's back! Aw, oh, damn it, these idiots again!
Captain Hook is moving to engage Tiger Lily and the Lost Boys.
Maxwell, you didn't.
Things being what they are, you'd better hurry, Wendy.
As Police Girl encounters Anderson, he throws his knives, killing all the other soldiers. It certainly looks like it's curtains for Police Girl when suddenly...
Master.
How about a duel to the death, oh Judas Priest?
I know this is about to get really cool, but this is still screwed up. How did he shoot the knife in half from the other side while facing it and not knock it off course? Physics? What physics? You can take your physics and shove them 10 meters up your ass.
Alucard immediately resumes kicking Anderson's ass until he runs away. Is this Guyver again? Alucard gives chase when...
Gotcha!
I'm sorry, but why is it the priest who has to use underhanded tactics to defeat the vampire? I feel like this whole thing is a bit backwards.
After Anderson gets done cutting off Alucard's head off screen, he tosses it to Police Girl, who narrowly escapes Anderson's blade herself. She escapes with her master's head, but he pursues her, until...
Foul monster!
I get that a lot. But then what does that make you? A man? A dog?
This seems familiar.
But then what does that make you? A man?
Now stand aside, worthy adversary. 'Tis but a scratch. A scratch? Your arm's off. No, it isn't. Well, what's that then? I've heard worse. Victory is mine!
Because Hellsing can't have one decisive battle or no one would buy the manga, Anderson disappears in a fountain of paper. No, really. And we cut to Integra facing off against the two Section 13 representatives one last time. Or it would be, except that she almost walks past him before stopping to talk. Is this supposed to look dramatic or something? Because it just looks to me like she forgot what she wanted to say until she was already past him.
Should you wish to live to see the morning, run home quickly. You degenerate. Warthog.
Ooh, she got you bad, bro.
What a beautiful day.
Yeah, because now that you've incited war with a legally empowered organization, an act that will certainly cause the deaths of thousands of your men, you can be happy again. Roll credits!
You remember her being depressed at the beginning because a bunch of her men died, right?
Yep.
But now the prospect of going to war against a more imposing threat makes her happy?
Yep.
Can we please get some continuity here?
Well, maybe they were just saving it for the next episode.
The 8th episode begins with a very confusing and entirely pointless scene in Hong Kong, of all places, where some guys in military outfits kill some scientists over the vampire chip.
With that padding out of the way, the real episode can begin. With a pointless scene of soldiers training on a shooting course. Did they completely run out of story ideas at this point?
There are 74 candidates up for membership. The times being what they are, we've extended offers to foreign specialists with good references, as well as the usual D11 and SAS crowd.
Maybe this is why the Hong Kong scene was relevant, but we never find out. Whatever. Walter is not happy about this whole thing.
Allowing heathens and atheists membership into our honorable organization. Such a thing is without precedent in the family.
Atheists? You're worried about atheists. You have fought alongside a vampire who is proud of the fact that he is virtually evil incarnate, and atheists worry you. You, sir, are made of dumb.
Hey, girl.
What is it then?
We heard some crap about there being a real vampire in this unit.
Have you? Oh, it seems there's something wrong with your MP5.
Oh, what do you mean?
Yeah, I think the female vampire who is a part of your team, in case you weren't aware, Captain Christian, can handle any crap that might come from atheists and heathens.
Meanwhile, in Palo Alto... apparently a car crashed. Fascinating.
We cut to a scientist giving legitimately important exposition about the chips that turn people into what this show has thoughtlessly decided to call freaks now.
So potent is the elusive freak effect that one chip is all that is necessary to affect a single organism.
I'm actually glad they're doing this scene. The whole problem we've had so far is that no one in the show has had the patience to sit down and listen to information. Finally, these characters can act in an informed way.
Your findings are irrelevant.
Of course. You don't learn lessons, do you, Integra? Meanwhile, Police Girl decides to travel back to her childhood home, which is empty except for all her childhood crap. Kinda strange if you think about it. Shouldn't her parents still be there? If they died, wouldn't someone else be living there instead? Anyway, she meets a corrupt policeman from her past.
My name's Harry Anders. I'm with MI5. But why don't you just call me Harry?
Okay, Harry Anders, who works for MI5, I think I will just call you Harry. Doesn't even make sense.
My name's Harry Anders. I'm with MI5. But why don't you just call me Harry?
My name is Harry, but you can call me Harry. I don't think the Brits are up on American turns of phrase. If you tell someone your name, you don't have to tell them to call you that. It's not like they're going to make up a nickname for you on the spot and call you that instead.
Hello, my name is Harry Anders.
Okay, Copper H.
What?
Copper H. It's your name. You know, you're a cop. And Harry starts with the letter H. Copper H.
Yes, please don't.
It's your name.
Anyway, Harry Anders, who works for MI5, tells Police Girl that there's some place he has to take her. They go to the roof of a building where a cathedral exists for no reason. Once inside, the artist forgot to color any part of them except their eyes. Way to go.
Seriously, what is the explanation for such poor animation? Why would you just not color the characters? It doesn't really set a mood, it just looks bad.
After an incredibly unproductive conversation in which Harry Anders, who works for MI5, and Police Girl try to extract any kind of commentary or thought out of little Helena about the chip vampires, all she does is touch Police Girl's boobs and say,
"You are much blessed."
After that vital revelation, she speaks some vague nonsense about finding the primordial mitochondria of vampires, which is not followed up on in this series, and the two leave.
Man, I'm gonna miss Harry Anders, who worked for MI5. It feels like we've known him forever. Virtually an entire episode.
Anyway, we can't spend time emotionally developing Police Girl because then people might actually like her. Instead, we cut to Integra's bondage fantasy, which involves a bejeweled alien and being betrayed by her own men. I tell ya, they're worried about atheists and heathens, but this is what turns their leader on?
Alucard interrupts her wet dream to announce something that turns her on even more. A final climactic showdown.
All the time I've served you, I have been pitted against pretenders and frauds. But this time it's different. A real enemy, a strong enemy, has finally come to our tiny little island.
The true undead.
And the episode ends with a shot of their ultimate opponent. Piccolo in a trench coat?
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
What's the deal with this true undead guy? What's his story? Where did he come from? And why does he look like an aboriginal Martian?
Well, see, I wish I could tell you, Fox. But then, I have no idea. Because we're never given an explanation for this guy. I guess we're just gonna have to start the next episode.
Wait, I want answers!
Meanwhile, in Scotland...
Amen!
While a guy we've never seen before is being crucified upside down, the real plot of this show, bureaucratic wrangling, continues.
I am hereby ordering your organization to make a complete withdrawal.
This tainted castle must first be purified by the Hellsing organization.
Well, the situation has changed. We've discovered that the IRA have been using this castle as a weapons depot. There is a high possibility that some of the most wanted terrorists in this country are still hiding inside. Even if they have become something inhuman, that doesn't mean their guilt as terrorists has suddenly been erased.
How does that make any sense? Is this dickhead seriously suggesting that vampires and ghouls should be tried in court and imprisoned? This is what passes for an intelligent argument in this show?
Yeah, they were originally terrorists, then something changed, and now they're immortal undead monsters. I think you can forget the terrorist part and dispense with the reigning death. How did they think this plot twist would fly?
Realizing that no one in the audience cares or knows anything about what is going on, the show cuts the scene short and we return to the Hellsing compound, where Integra has a visitor waiting.
Laura? Laura Hellsing.
Integra. It's been too long.
Laura. Hello, dear sister.
Oh, we're going to get to the payoff of this in a second. But because this episode is so very padded and pointless, first we're going to cut to a guy on a table.
Your name?
Paul. Paul Wilson.
Do you want to live forever?
Yeah, of course he does. Now to the good part.
What are you doing? God damn it. God, I don't have a sister. I've never had a sister.
Yeah, that's right. Integra forgot that she didn't have a sister. Let that sink in for a moment. Mull it around. Squint really hard. Chew it a couple times. And swallow it.
You know, actually, there's kind of an explanation for this.
Shut the frack up.
Actually, in vampire lore, there's a female breed of vampire known as the Ba'avan-Shi, which is where the term banshee comes from. These vampires would arise once a year, wearing green dresses and having blonde hair, and would seduce and prey sexually on men. It really isn't going too far for the show to appropriate this creature and have one used to assassinate Integra. Even so, the legend says that the Ba'avan-Shi seduce men. We find out for dead sure in this scene that Integra is indeed a woman, and not just super androgynous. What's more, this she doesn't seduce anyone. The only logical explanation for Walter and Integra's behavior in this episode is that they could be hypnotized. I could see quote-unquote seduction being loosely interpreted to mean something very similar to hypnotism, given the supernatural powers of vampires in general. But this only explains Walter, because he's a man. It doesn't explain how Integra, in and of herself, declared this woman as her sister, and it certainly doesn't explain why she can't fight back as she is molested and bitten by this she.
No one would be surprised to know that this is not one of the episodes in this series based on the manga. It's much more closely related to the real crap I left in the porcelain pan this morning.
No one can stop any of this from happening, as a hypnotized Walter fends off Police Girl's interference, and Alucard is distracted by Piccolo, Incognito. You know what? Screw it. I'm calling him Piccolo. Believe it or not, this whatever he is actually has more in common with Dragon Ball Z than any kind of vampire.
The balls are inert.
Anyway, the writers realize they've virtually padded the episode into absurdity, so as Police Girl breaks into Integra's room, since Walter's hypnotism inexplicably broke, Alucard teleports into the room in front of her, and when the she jumps into the air to attack the Police Girl, Alucard shoots her in the face, killing her. Got all that? Because we can't explain any of it, so good luck!
Because Integra was bitten, she can't bear to live anymore, and offs herself with a knife to the throat, ending the episode. I would like to propose a toast to the death of Integra Fairbrook Wingate's Hellsing. It was a long time coming, but it was well worth the wait.
Because the writers of this show hate everyone who watches it, a team of surgeons immediately gets to work saving Integra, while Alucard poorly explains why she was able to survive.
Integra tore through her own throat. She shed her own blood and chose to fight for her life. Giving in is what kills people. When you refuse to surrender with all your heart, only then do you transcend your humanity. Even in the face of death, never give up. That is the strength of our master.
After that enlightening zeitgeist on medical philosophy, we go into full-on flashback mode where we see Integra as a girl talking to her father.
Integra, what creature is dreaded above all others?
It's the vampire.
Correct.
Daddy, have you seen my sister?
Integra, we've been over this. You don't have a sister.
Are you sure? I'm certain I have a sister who wants to lick my breasts and stab me in the belly.
No, no, silly girl. That's your mother.
Daddy Hellsing, being a genius just like his daughter, leaves her in charge after dying suddenly. Naturally, now that she's the head of the vampire hunting organization known as Hellsing, Integra decides to go crawling around in the vents. Because she's bored? I have no idea.
Because Contrivance is this show's best friend, Integra overhears her uncle plotting to kill her, and desperately heads for the Hellsing catacombs, where her father apparently told her off-screen would be the key to her survival. Apparently that means he saw this betrayal coming, but did absolutely nothing about it. Wow. Best dad ever?
Hey, so my friend Austin wants to kill you.
What? Why?
I don't know, I think he wants to take over your spot on the show or something.
Oh, okay, friend o' mine. Did you, try to talk him out of it, or maybe call the police? Do I have time to get out of town?
No, he'll be here in 5 minutes, and I didn't do any of that. It's not like I was obligated to help you.
Jackass!
Since air ducts are apparently the narrative equivalent of the phantom toll booth, she follows the one air duct that she's in right now on the main floor all the way to the catacombs, where she conveniently arrives right in front of the door to the room her father spoke of.
Oh man, contrived writing is great! No, that's not the right word. Contrived writing is...
Poppycock?
No. Contrived writing is... No. Contrived writing is...
Rubbish?
Bullshit! That's it!
As she's opening the door, her uncle locks onto her position and teleports to her. She opens the door, and conveniently it turns out that Alucard has just been sitting in there chillaxing for about 2 centuries, just waiting for her to arrive.
My God. Father, what were you trying to accomplish?
Forgive my impertinence, Sir Hellsing. Your orders, my master.
I guess he's honor-bound or something? It's not explained. Anyway, the making of sense will have to wait, because it's time for Incognito's Dance of Summoning! And with whatever that was done, the episode ends.
These episodes are going really quick all of a sudden.
Well, there's a reason for that. As we alluded to earlier, this series is based on the popular Hellsing manga. However, as with many other anime, such as Fullmetal Alchemist, Dragon Ball Z, and Yu-Gi-Oh!, this anime was done before the manga was completed. As a result, it went the totally crap route of padding out the story by creating lazy original episodes for the anime and stretching out events of the manga. However, in a story like Dragon Ball Z, they padded it out to continue the story while they were waiting for the rest of the manga to be written. Instead, this tripe pads it out just to get to the end. This is a 13-episode anime, and it was never intended to be longer. There is no reason why they couldn't have just waited for a couple more volumes to be written, but instead, the latter half of this series, which is supposed to feature an epic clash between two ultimate vampires, is boring as all hell because they couldn't handle waiting a little bit longer for better material.
Well, it still sucks, but it means it should be over sooner. Yeah. Let's hurry up and finish. We don't have much time left.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
The 11th episode begins by confusing the hell out of everyone. Police Girl is somewhere, and some vampire guy is holding some woman. What the hell is going on?
Of course, it's a dream, because confusing scenes are inherently profound. It turns out that Integra has completely recovered overnight and is already searching for something new and shiny to destroy.
A girls' dormitory in Cambridge was attacked 38 hours ago. Some of the victims were drained of blood, while others were just horribly mutilated and killed. The attacker's decision was based upon whether the girls had a sexual history or not. It seems the freaks are trying to increase their power.
Okay, how would sampling the blood of virgins increase a vampire's power? I mean, in Hellsing Ultimate, it's established that only virgins who are the opposite sex of the master vampire can become vampires themselves, while everyone else bitten becomes a ghoul. But nothing is ever said about vampires being especially empowered by virgin blood in either shows. This makes no sense!
After that, some nauseatingly British people arrive at the mansion, while Police Girl, who now has blonde hair for some reason, again hallucinates the male vampire from her dream.
What's the explanation behind this? We already know this vampire is real, so do the chips give him psychic powers or something? How? And why?
Because science! Anyway, because Police Girl's gigantic melons are distracting soldiers from their guns and causing countless thousands of deaths, she's finally discharged and reassigned to information retrieval.
Actually, it probably has to do with her being a vampire, but it actually makes a lot more sense that her absurdly tight uniform and massive chest is what got her in trouble.
Meanwhile, Alucard asks Integra if she likes it vampire style, but she declines because round-table bureaucracy is what really gets her going.
Meanwhile, random soldiers run through a sewer at night. Having established that, Integra heads off to the meeting, while Police Girl in her slutty funeral garb heads off to see Helena. Once there, she encounters Incognito, who has apparently devoured Helena whole.
You are powerless.
How could you?
I will chew the meat from your bones.
In a bizarre anti-twist, Helena tries to break through Incognito's skin, only for him to chop her head and arm off, killing her again. The real twist is the fact that Incognito just walks off after that, and even though he just said,
I will chew the meat from your bones,
he just walks away and disappears, revealing that the entire scene, including Helena's death, was just mere padding. Seriously, that's just cheap.
While what remains of Helena clings to life, she gives some insight into Incognito's character. Why? How? Because it's the only way to get it done. Brought to you by Contrivance.
He is like Alucard, in that he is also being kept by human masters. His actions are serving human desires.
Do you want to know the best thing about this scene? We never find out who Incognito's masters are. I mean, it's possible to argue that he's hired by the Round Table or maybe even the Escariot organization because, you know, they actively try to kill Integra and destroy the Hellsing compound. But then, that's something that could easily just be stated. That's something simple enough that it shouldn't have to be argued over and speculated about. This show fails at basic storytelling.
Anyway, because that story actually involves vampires, we cut back to the extremely engaging bureaucracy crap where a terrorist act has occurred off-screen. The entirety of MI5 has been scrambled, and the Hellsing organization has been blamed automatically as tanks move in to destroy them. Wow. When all that is crammed into the last couple minutes of an episode, and it is never expounded upon, you really do have serious problems with your story.
Idiots. This cannot be happening.
And with that bit of meta-irony, the episode ends.
Hey, it's finally time for the totally epic final showdown.
Don't remind me.
Come on. Can't be that bad.
Why are you being so positive? You've seen this before. You know it sucks.
Because that's what you wrote in the script? You don't think I want to watch this, do you?
Oh, God. Next.
We're going to do these last two as one big episode because they're even more padded than the last few have been.
You know what? I have to poop.
Oh, no, you don't! You're gonna watch this, and you're gonna like it.
As I was saying, these last two episodes really should have been compressed into one, but because the creative team was contracted for 13 episodes, we end up with this drawn-out, DBZ-esque soap opera. Back in the plot, the war for the survival of the Hellsing organization begins, and casualties start to stack up.
This is Squad 3. The enemy has us surrounded inside the tower. We are requesting backup. We need backup.
Apparently he wasn't killed hard enough for him to let go of the button on his walkie-talkie before letting out his last cry. Again, silliness that we're supposed to take seriously. This show is full of it.
As more and more soldiers are brutally killed by ghouls, Integra finally heads off to do something. And yes, that entire sequence was a painfully drawn-out wrap-up of the last episode. This show has more padding than a hockey goalie.
Next, the Council of 12 reveal the most horrifying weapon of all.
What's the situation outside? Portnoy, are you... Blast.
That's right. Vampire trees! Even nature itself can't stand Integra's existence.
Because it will solve absolutely nothing, Ferguson sacrifices himself to a sniper, which causes Integra to lose all restraint, and she starts sweating.
Next, Police Girl cradles Ferguson's corpse over a blood ocean in daytime, and the profoundness of the symbolism causes her to strap on her gun and uniform and get to the killing.
In the name of God, impure souls of the living dead shall be banished to eternal damnation.
Sorry, but you can't pull off an inspirational speech when everyone knows you as Police Girl.
Walter also prepares for combat while Integra stands around and does nothing whatsoever. You know, in Hellsing Ultimate, she stepped in and confronted Alexander Anderson with a sword and gun. Here, she's miserably useless. One is cool and one is lame. You figure it out.
And after a bunch of scenes that go nowhere and do nothing, Alucard finally locks onto Incognito's energy or something, and Police Girl encounters the guy she's been hallucinating.
Meanwhile, Walter takes off in a helicopter with Integra on board. Police Girl kills the vampire who has turned into a were-dog for no reason, with a bullet that explodes because it looks dramatic. No, seriously. Watch this scene and try to point out what makes the bullet explode.
Go to hell! While you're on your way to hell, I want you to beg forgiveness from the men you've killed.
Find it yet? Keep looking. We'll catch up with you never.
Okay, so it's clear that Incognito is the big bad of this series at this point, right?
Yeah.
Then why does he look so damn stupid?
Seriously, I am so disappointed with this guy's character design. He looks like the most generic alien ever was fighting Zorro, but Zorro got drunk and misplaced his sword somewhere, and instead he just fought him with a purple Sharpie. Plus, his stupid face makes me want to empty a bottle of disinfectant all over it. Are we just to assume that he has the world's worst case of pink eye? An impossibly localized pollen allergy? No matter. Asymmetry is cool!
Alucard and Incognito shoot each other to pieces. Literally. And just when it looks like Alucard has won, Incognito springs his super secret trap.
Clever bastard.
Master!
Police girl!
Master! Quickly!
Run away! Now!
Well, that ends the first half, but there's a lot more bad on the way. Police girl collapses to the ground, bleeding from the eyes, mouth, and...
Oh, please,
God,
no!
Why?
Oh, my eyes!
No! Ugh. Anyway, Alucard rallies one last bit of fight to try and kill Incognito.
I'll send you to the deepest pits of hell! While you're there, you can lick the devil's ass! Incognito!
He is way too excited about licking the devil's ass. I hope he knows there's no toilet paper in hell.
Alucard blows Incognito's head off, but because magic, the inscription on his head, if you can call it that, fires the bullets back at Alucard's gun, sending shards of blessed silver into Alucard's body. This is stupid.
How does it feel, Alucard, to have a taste of your own blessed silver bullets?
Well, screw this! If he's dead, I officially have no more reason to watch this show.
Yes, you do. We both do. We have to finish this review. That's a reason in and of itself.
You're right. This show is a puddle of loose stool.
Yeah.
But we're gonna finish it.
Oh, yeah.
Down to the last drop. Like men! Yeah!
Walter flies the helicopter away from the Hellsing mansion, but he isn't quite fast enough.
Turn around immediately and follow our instructions. Do not...
I wish we'd equipped the helicopter with Sidewinder missiles.
We'll talk about it at the next budget meeting.
As the helicopter starts to go down, we cut back to Police Girl and Alucard, who both die, at least for the time being. The helicopter is shot by the pursuing helicopters, so Walter just lowers Integra to the ground as the helicopter crashes off screen and explodes. Weak sauce.
Because the writers didn't know what passage of time meant, we immediately cut to a tower where Incognito has Integra pinned to the floor while he spouts some incantation or whatever. He summons some snake spirit that lays waste to everything, and things look completely, totally... yeah, whatever. Revive Alucard already.
I will destroy everything. I was born to bring ruin to all that is.
Uh-huh. Revive Alucard. We all know it's gonna happen.
Set will enter me, and together we shall send this cursed town crashing down to hell. And you, my young Hellsing, you will make my power strong. I'm going to violate every part of your being. I will consume every last part of your body and soul, leaving you in ruin.
Yep, we totally believe you. Can Alucard just show up already?
Limited release approval is confirmed. Releasing control arc restriction system to level 1.
Hi! It's you.
While Alexander Anderson watches, for no reason, Incognito merges with the Spirit Snake, and Alucard goes after him in Spirit Dog Snake arm form, or whatever. Yeah, it's totally epic and stuff.
As Police Girl, who is alive again, rescues Integra, the two other vampires face off in physical form.
Is pain truly your pleasure? Then I will grant your wish. I'll send you to a world where all you will know is pain.
I'm imbued with the power of the most ancient gods. I welcome eternal pain.
I'm going to send you to hell for eternal pain. Oh yeah? Well, I welcome eternal pain and torment. Yeah, I actually like hell. So, yeah.
Incognito then unleashes his ultimate attack by pulling out the same gun he always uses from his arm and hocking a nuclear loogie into it? I'm not nuts. You're all seeing this crap too, right?
Then, well...
Okay. We're just going to play this scene as is. And if you can tell us what the hell is going on, then by all means, please leave a comment below. Because we don't have any idea. Roll it.
Are you really trying to shoot me with a broken gun? No, it's not. It can't be.
Okay. I'm gonna give this my best shot.
Okay, so Alucard goes Super Saiyan. His hair melts into silicone snot, which lands in his broken gun. He pulls the trigger, causing light to be emitted and glowworms to appear on the ground and die like those snake fireworks? What the hell is this?
Yeah, I still have no idea what happened exactly. At least, no ideas that make any sort of sense.
Screw it. Let's just finish this up.
Alright.
After 2 screens of red text, are they trying to imply this really happened or something? What the hell is the point of this?
Man, that's a mindfuck.
Oh wait, it's contrived because they couldn't include these story elements in the actual plot. You lazy pieces of garbage.
Anyway, Integra's in jail for no reason other than the Queen must have mandated it, and the show just stops after Alucard once again offers to make Integra a vampire, I think, and she seems to seriously consider it. Seriously, that's the end.
The decision is yours.
This anime is terrible!
The plot is horribly padded and mostly terrible, and there are only 13 episodes. I can't stress this enough. So many events are extended, drawn out, and enlarged for the purpose of stretching the show to the breaking point. But so many of them don't have a clear goal or don't make any sense whatsoever.
The characters are 99% unbearable. There is no reason to like Integra, because she's such an insufferable person. There's no reason to like Police Girl or virtually any other secondary character aside from Walter, because their characters are so woefully underdeveloped. The only interesting character in the show, Alexander Anderson, takes a backseat to the dumbest villain we've seen yet in an anime, while the coolest character in the show, Alucard, is noticeably absent from far too many scenes. Another effect of terrible padding.
The music is wildly inappropriate given the subject matter. Virtually the entire soundtrack is made up of like jazz lounge music, when the subject matter is horror, death, and vampires. Yeah, that fits.
Even the art is bad. I mean, check out Hellsing Ultimate. The two are night and day from each other. Everything that's good about Hellsing Ultimate is bad in this cheap, pathetic excuse for animation. Well, say for Alucard. His voice actor seems to be the only one that gives a damn. I guess it could be argued that Integra's voice acting is good too, but it's hard to give her credit when she's supposed to be the hero, but every word out of her mouth makes you disrespect and dislike her more and more.
All in all, I would recommend Hellsing Ultimate because what I've seen of it is very good, but the series run still isn't finished yet. So because we haven't been able to fully review it, the jury's still out. But definitely, stay far, far away from this dreck. Alright, how much time do we have?
Enough, but we should get going.
Hey, wait! What are we gonna tell him?
What do you mean? We can't give these things up.
What do you mean? We could get beaten, mugged, or killed even. We have no choice. We have to give them up.
If we give these things up, we have no show.
What are you talking about?
We wouldn't have even made it through the first half of this wretched turd without those things. So you tell me, how can we give them up? Don't you dare give up on this show. Don't you remember what you said to me?
You're not quitting on me. You got that? You're not quitting on me.
We wouldn't have even made it through Guyver.
You're right. We can't give them up. And I'm not giving up on this show. No matter what.
We gotta get him out of here.
Get him up, get him up, get him up. There we go. Happened? I don't know. Damn it! What do we do now? How could this have happened? What do we... I don't know. What do we do now? We gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go.
hell happened? Why are all the lights off in here?
I don't know. Turn them on. Turn them on. What the hell happened in here? Mom! 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 Oh my God. Oh my God. Wake up! Mom! Mom! Are you okay? Mom! Mom, wake up!
You have to give them back. I told you, this will only get worse. Please.